Hello and welcome to the Stress Mastery Podcast. I am your host, Peggy Romero. Thank you for joining me today. This week we've been talking about reality, and it's been a really great week on the podcast, so I hope you guys haven't missed any of them. All the different perspectives and all the different way we see reality. Makes you wonder what's really real. But before we get into closing the week, I want to remind you again about the life-changing event that's coming up very soon. The Rise Up and Shift event, September 22nd to 25th at Unity Village, just outside of Kansas City, Missouri. The reason I'm saying life-changing isn't for hype or to make you think it's fabulous, although it will be fabulous. It's going to be great. But I'm saying life-changing because it's true. I say life-changing because we're going to help you raise up your energy, and that's going to make all the difference in the world to your reality. So you've been hearing really teaching me because it's the base for everything, and it really matters. Your habitual state, it matters. How you see yourself, what value you place on yourself, what you believe is important, and oh my gosh, what you say when nobody else is listening, when you're just here talking to yourself, it matters. Every single thought that goes through your head, whether it's positive or negative, matters. It all counts. So all of this creates your identity, and your identity is your reality. So you better believe it. If you see yourself as a failure, you can't win. I remember telling my kids when they were young and still in school, if you think that you can't pass the test, then you've already taken 10 points right off your grade before you even pick up your pencil. Got to believe in yourself. And you know how I knew that? Because I sabotaged myself in the past. Lots of times, but I'm going to tell you about one time in particular. I went to a hairdressing school and I was in my 20s. I went to school in complete fear. I had little confidence in myself and not much hope that I could actually pull it off. I was newly divorced and I'd never had a job. So my ex-husband had quit paying child support and I was desperate for a win. I really needed a fresh start. I needed something to get me going. I wanted my kids and I to have a good life. So it worked. And I graduated from that college and I took my final and I got a 90 something. I took the state after that, got a great grade on that too. So now I'm ready to go take the state final and I'm scared to death because now's what really matters, right? So, oh my gosh, what if I fail? And okay, I'm aging myself here when I tell you that I had to go to Salem, Oregon, which is the capital of Oregon, to take the test. And they only, administered it a couple of times a month, and you had to do it on paper and fill in these little things and, with the number 2 pencil. And then they had to manually grade each test, and then they would mail you the grade to tell if you won. It took if you passed. And it took 6 weeks to get your grade. And by the way, they sent it to you by snail mail too. So this was the early 90s. No internet, no email. It's just the way it was. So I had to wait and wait and wait for my grade. And guess what? I failed. I didn't pass the test. What a freaking loser. I knew I couldn't pass. I'm a failure. What the heck am I going to do now? And I only failed by a couple of points. If only I'd have studied more. Oh my gosh, I'm doomed. So I went down to the school and I met with Gordon. He was the owner and he was the main teacher. Gordon, I need help. I failed my test. I cried. Gordon, I have to pass this test. I have to get my license. I don't have another plan. Please help me study. I need to cram for this. I'm going to come down here every day and study as much as possible because I have to pass. I have to get to work. I'm totally broke. Dolores, the salon owner, is holding the job for me. I'm such a freaking loser. Please help me. So Gordon gets me all calmed down and he tells me, Peggy, you don't need to study. What you need to do is relax. What you need to do is trust yourself. You know this material. We've been here for 34 years and you've got the highest GPA than anybody has ever had here, and not by a couple points, by a lot. So no, I'm not going to help you study. You could forget half of what you know and you'd still pass that test, he told me. Wow, what? I had no idea. So we made a plan and we agreed that I would go enjoy the next couple of weeks until they administered the test again. And that right before that, I could come down and he would, quiz me. Just, the day before or whatever, and not cramming for an exam all night long. And guys, you know what? That little pep talk changed my life because those words that he told me changed my belief in myself. Like I knew he wasn't lying. So it was like, wow, I believed him. So suddenly I believed in me. I believed I was smart. So now I am smart. Simple as that. What you think you create, right? So I'm asking you, what do you hold in your mind? What do you say about yourself? What do you think about yourself? What do you believe? We can only experience what we hold in mind. I was holding fear in my mind. I was, like fear of failure and dwelling on failing. That's what was in my head. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Well, living in fear sucks. Remember our friend fear? It's a 100 level energy, red zone. Anxious, shy, nervous, embarrassed, coward, doubt, worry, trapped, irrational, on and on. None of them are good. How can you connect to knowledge and flow and let your information flow through you when you're feeling like that? That's virtually impossible, right? So, the feeling that you get, panic and doubt, you start feeling overwhelmed. You could easily drop into apathy, which becomes even worse because now you have it in your head that I can't, you're stuck, you're unfocused. I don't care anyways. You're totally discouraged, in despair and giving up. Uh, I mean, how on earth can you do anything positive from that place? Fear is bad enough, but it gets even worse. I mean, really. So, what if I could release fear every time I had a conflict, right? What if you could release fear like I did? Move up into courage. So now courage, that's 200 level energy, alert, aware, confident, focused, I can, initiative, purposeful, strong, happy, and positive. Oh my gosh, how much easier is it to pass a test like that, right? Or do anything else you want to for that matter. From here, just the focus alone is a game changer. We all know that. So when I went in with confidence, it made such a difference. So I was able to go into the test the second time in courage, rising up to neutrality, feeling flexible, assured, open, motivated, willing, relaxing into that energy. I was able to rise up again. Now I'm in willingness, just clear up to 310. I'm optimistic. I believe in myself now. Everything's okay. It's okay. Cheerful, promising, favorable. It's going to turn out great. My attitude, my state of mind, my energy completely changed my reality. Me being smart enough to pass this test was my new reality. It was me. And ever since then, I'm a good test taker. Remember, we can only experience what we hold in mind. So what was I holding in mind? I'm smart enough to pass this test. I'm able to pass this test. I got like a 90 something. And this was a couple months later after I graduated. So what's my new reality for the rest of my life? First of all, I'm a good test taker. I'm smart. I can pass any test by studying and relaxing into the knowledge that I have. The knowledge will come with you, Peggy, don't worry. And fear will cause you to answer incorrectly. So if I hadn't been able to raise my energy that day and change my reality, I may well have failed the test a second time and a third time. I mean, who knows what would have happened? So remember the law of mind because it's real. What you think you create, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you become. This is your reality. What you think you create. So let's look at test number 1 because that was my reality, right? I was in fear and desperate to pass the test, complete red zone. I was focusing on failure, so I failed. What you feel you attract. So what I felt was fear and doubt. I was skeptical and hesitant. So I attracted more and more of the same thing, more fear, and more and more and more came because I kept attracting it. So what you imagine you become. So I was so focused on failure that I saw myself bombing the test. So I became that failure. You see how it worked? So now let's flip it over and look at test 2. What you think you create. Believing that I knew the material gave me the confidence I needed to pass the test. I decided to think and believe that I was smart enough and knew enough of the material to pass the test. So now I'm living in courage and I can see myself passing with ease. Okay. What you feel you attract. No longer focusing on failure, but on passing, right? So I'm feeling it, I'm attracting it, more confidence, more ability. So I drew more courage, more confidence, and I passed the test. So what you imagine, you become. I saw myself as a hairdresser, as a straight A student, as a winner. And so I was. I changed my identity and my reality followed. Identity and reality go hand in hand because of what we hold in mind. This may have been the first time that I ever used this practice on purpose, accidentally as usual, but it was not the last time. Guys, I fancy myself as an excellent test taker now, and I've proved myself over and over. That was not a one-time thing. I'm a good test taker. I just am. So I've actually aced some hard tests since then too. I got my realtor's license, and many people fail the first time. Like they tell you, count on not passing the first time, don't get discouraged. But I passed the first time with flying colors because my reality is study and you'll pass the test. That's who I am. My identity is I'm a good test taker. And this was the same with my securities licensing. I had to pass the test for stocks and bonds and stuff. This was one that I took under a great deal of pressure because I had to hold a securities license in order to own my agency. Talk about pressure. But since I'm a good test taker, I don't know a darn thing about, high finance and, all that stuff, but I learned. I remember day one when I walked in, they were talking about the New York Stock Exchange, and I had to go look it up on Google. I was like, what's NYSE? Oh, I thought, oh crap, this can't be good. I think I should have known that. I just don't think I should have had to look that up. But I didn't allow the fear, to become my reality then either. I just said, okay, you got to learn the stuff. You got more to learn, starting with less than some people, I guess. So my truth is, honestly, I've carried it through life. I'm a good test taker. Study the material and you're going to recall it when you need it. I still remember I got an 88 on that test, on the securities test. And my manager said, see, Peg, I told you you were studying too much. Nobody scores that big on the test and nobody cares what grade you got. You only needed a 70. Well, you know what? Part of my reality is study, know the material so that you'll pass. And so I have zero regret that I studied too much. It doesn't matter a bit to me. I just want to pass. I don't buckle under pressure, and I know I'll succeed and I know how to do it. So I'm smart and I'm a good test taker. So that works for me. So of course, that is why I wanted to share the strategy with my kids and with you now, because it's not just for test taking. And here's the thing, you can do it too. This can work for all of us in 100 different situations, but we have to be able to see the ego and create the awareness. Slow down, relax into the moment, use our tools that we've been learning. We really can self-author our own lives. We can do and be anything that we desire. Remember, we can only experience what we hold in mind. So stay present, listen to the voice in your head. What's in your mind? Who's in charge of your thoughts at this very moment? Is it you or your ego? Are you positive or negative? Red zone, green zone. I've told you guys before about my poor friend who thinks she's old at age 63. She's getting older by the month, actually maybe by the week, actually maybe by the day, I don't know. She told me like a month ago, she told me like 6 months ago, well, it's just part of getting older. It's just how we are now. So don't situation. But she said like a month ago, oh, I'm starting to not be so reliable. And it's really sad because I've always been reliable. Well, of course, I try and talk to her and say, you can still be reliable. The choice is yours, right? Well, last week, I had a 10:45 appointment that she said she wanted to go to with me. But then the night before, she says, I just don't think I can make that appointment, Peg, because I might be hurting. Okay, why would you be planning on hurting tomorrow? Anyways, then the day before yesterday, oh, she says, can we just stay here instead of going out? Because, oh my gosh, my body hurts and I just don't want to go anywhere. Well, wow. I'm the only person who even encourages her to go out. She does go out to the something that you don't have, because I leave for Arizona for the fall and winter. And so I'm not going to be here to try and get her to go up and out. I won't be back till next spring. Can't help but old will she tell me she is when I get back? What's she going to look like then? What you think you create, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you become. All of this becomes your reality. She thought she'd be hurting, and so she was. She attracted more pain. I've seen her go from living in 100 fear down to grief 75, down to apathy 50. All of this has happened in the past year, and even more rapidly in the past couple months. It's so sad. She started imagining herself as an older woman in pain, and now that's what she is. And it's become her identity. She's actually okay with it. She thinks it's just is what it is. But you know what? It's not, because she freaking made it up in her head and now it is. It's sad. I told you guys I need new friends. Sorry. Seriously, I love her and I've known her for over 40 years and I so miss her. I miss the person that she used to be. Please don't do this to yourself, you guys. Be the person that you want to be. Be the person you were created to be. You can see by these couple examples how we create our own reality, which is our identity. We can only experience what we hold in mind. We have to live in a habitual state. So choose a higher energy. If you're not living in a higher energy, work towards it. Look at the energy document. I always tell you guys all the time, go into the community, grab the energy document, or email me and I'll send it to you. So look at the document. Where are you living in those energies? Are you in red zone or green zone? High, low, high red zone, low red zone? Where are you? And where do you wish to be? Because you can live there anywhere you want. Are you habitually living in red or green? Because we can change it, but it's totally up to you. You can live your life to the fullest. Dreams really do come true. So get into the Stress Mastery community and start working on the courses. Start with your purpose and move on from there, but print out the energies. I love, love, love that document. All of these courses and everything, they're made for you. Bill and David have spent tons of time and it's great. So they're going to help you create a shift in your energy. And this will create a new identity. Each and every intentional step, you create a bit more confidence, which then raises your energy. So I truly believe if you see yourself better, that you will be better. If you plan on success, you will achieve success. Remember, you can't fail if you don't quit, and you can self-author your life. It's totally up to you. You are not your past, so don't let that define you. It has nothing to do with today. Your past doesn't determine your future. You determine your future. It doesn't matter who you were yesterday. Actually, it doesn't even matter who you are today. Tomorrow, you can be a better person. Right now, you can be a better person. Just choose it. And here in your mind is reality, who is for you, as long as you're for you. The vision is yours and it's up to you. You don't have to have people voting for you or going with you. You and God are the majority. And God, he's always for you. You don't need your tribe to climb the mountain with you. You don't need them to cheer you on. In fact, they probably won't. Many times, I feel like they're holding on to your ankle while you're trying to pull them up the mountain with you, but you can't. You're doing it for you. So dare to dream big, bold dreams. Become the person that you were always meant to be. So this reminds me of two things. One, my book, because it's named Finally, Becoming the Person You Were Always Meant to Be. And that's on sale now. It's for pre-order. It comes out September 19th, but you can go to PeggyRomero.com to order it. And also please follow me at Peggy with Purpose. I have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. They're all Peggy with Purpose. Also, now back to the beginning of the podcast where I was saying that the Rise Up and Shift event can change your reality. Raising your habitual state of energy will create a new reality, new identity. Self-author your life. You get to write the next chapter. I mean, isn't that exciting? You have the say-so. When will you become the you that you were meant to be? Please come to the Rise Up and Shift event because that's exactly what we're doing there. And I believe that everyone who comes will leave inspired and ready to make changes in their life for the better. I believe everyone who comes will have a new awareness. I believe everyone that comes will raise up their energy, one more step up the mountain, creating momentum. It's going to be well worth the investment in yourself and your time. Got to start living every day on purpose, guys. Thanks for listening to the show today, and I hope that this helps you on your journey. That's it for today's show. Our mission here is to create a shift in the planet. You can join us on that mission by simply like, share, and subscribe, and the links are right below the show notes. As always, until next time, stay inspired.